mind. If you're ready to get smacked in the face by a whole load of nostalgia, then you can find DuckTales as part of the Disney Afternoon Collection, which is available on Xbox One, Series X and S, PS4, PS5, and PC.
They have like a
You can
proper way
generally
of
pick it up
talking,
for
but she
about the
looks
price of a
fucking
takeaway
Latina
pizza,
from the
and
way
it
her
covers
skin
5
turns
other
brown.
Disney classics, including Chip 'n Dale's Rescue Rangers, Tailspin, and Darkwing Duck. Number 14, Cave Story Plus, 2011. If you have any sort of interest in game development, you'll know that a lot of work goes into making your favorite titles. Pretty impressive when an entire game is developed by just a handful of folks, or in the case of Cave Story, one person. The original version was downloaded free of charge by visiting the game's website, but all of that said, I would recommend smashing the to give you a whole lot more fun. The game tells the story of a very rich boat who awakens in a cave with animals. In order to escape the dark through you must explore the surroundings and walk through the areas to uncover clues. In terms of gameplay, Cave Story has Metroid elements, so players pretty much a whole load of platforming puzzles and including several for a WiiWare version of the game, use either WiiWare graphics music or the classic. If you like the robot sound you can find the on Nintendo Number 13, Deus Ex 2000. All of the Cyberpunk 2077 was disappointing you. Max, there were a number of great games that gave the world a enhancements became the norm. If that sounds like you're in a good time, then I highly recommend you check out Deus Ex, the Breaking Action RPG released in 2000. Deus Ex is set in the year 2022 and plays an exactly horrifying feature of a cyberpunk dystopian world. The game tells the story of Jim Denton, an agent of the United Nations Anti-Terrorism Coalition, which wants to question everything he knows after learning that the organization is responsible for all its be. In fact, he turns out it's responsible for a vaccine against the great virus that costs the lives of millions. Not cool. That's exactly the same point of choice. As the game allows players to look at any way they see fit. You have to switch into a vaccine, go for a guns crazy approach, or try to simple things with words. It's up to you how things play out. If you're interested in experiencing the world ravaged by inequality and play, step outside. You'd be better staying indoors, closing the curtains, and playing Deus Ex mode. Number 12, Assassin's Creed 2, 2009. I'm not now to give it another franchise
ever. I still find myself constantly getting hooked on it. And it becomes, it's all psychological. Like right here, that it causes severe trauma because it affects everybody around you guys. It's not just you that it affects everybody around you. And I started talking about the retro game collection.
You get addicted to something, you go forward having to like pay for like housing.
It started off small,
why I
like
never
any
got
kind of
to
addiction.
that
It
shit.
started off small. It was
and I felt like
my buddy got some
if I was
retro
on
games.
medication,
I want to get some retro games, so I went to my house, my mother's house, and I, dug out my old Nintendo. I dug out my old Sega Genesis, and I just wanted to go back and forth about getting games that I used to. So that was the first step, I got all the games I used to own. I got them, and I'm like, I didn't even play them. We'll talk more about that too, but I didn't even play them. I just kind of got them out. I played them for like maybe 10 minutes and called it good.
I know that.
And then
people that
something else awoken inside me.
Like people saying they're like Nazi.
We got to the point where then it was
all of them are like that.
Okay, well, I loved having going over to my buddy's house when I was younger and playing Super Nintendo. So I want to get Super Nintendo next and get all the games that I didn't have then. And I'm not going to go into exact details about all that. That's how the snowball started, guys. Then I started watching people on YouTube, and I seen their collections. And I wanted to have a great collection too. And the thrill of the hunt, the thrill of game hunting, because that was the best way to get the games. Because obviously I don't have extreme disposable income.
I don't know how the people like had 9
So I had to basically go hunting.
They have to work and they go for
game hunting. I was going to Goodwill's every day. I was going to thrift stores, secondhand stores. We don't really have any flea markets around here, but we have buildings that are kind of like flea markets. So I was checking them out. And before I knew it, I started actually amassing a decent amount of games, but I still wasn't playing. And it was getting to the point where it was affecting me outside of game collecting itself. So I would wake up, look at Mercari, look at eBay, plan my day for hunting. All this was distracting me from my family, my other, other duties, my job, and everything like that. It was basically forcing me to, like I said, cause severe trauma. But this was not actually severe at the time. Now, a lot of people, when they start getting into this stuff, they go all out. And I've had people reach out to me on Instagram and everything talking about how they've maxed out credit cards. They
were able to tell you a bunch of shit
stuff. They're just sold stuff that they kind of needed because they wanted to keep game playing. Because they're always looking for that next high, the next rush, that next pink cloud feeling. And I actually saw a YouTube video a couple weeks ago where some guy actually sold a bunch of his kids' stuff to go buy video games. He was so addicted to it. He had to constantly buy stuff. And then a lot of people, if they got that hoarder mentality too, then it's worse because then you have this stuff and you don't want to get rid of it, guys.
All that shit's brand new. All the shit you ever buy.
So are you addicted to retro game collecting or collecting in general? I don't want to jump too much into the other substances and stuff like that. So since this is retro gaming
channel in
general, we'll just kind of keep going on that. So when you gotta ask yourself if you're addicted to game hunting,
for whatever reason,
if you're addicted to collecting, is it something that you have to feel like you have to do every day? Can you not take a break from it?
And then lift something off. Hey, what the fuck they want something?
You can sometimes just be like one day, be like, you know what? I'm gonna take a week off. I'm not gonna do this. I'm just gonna kind of, back it off. Then a lot of times it's kind of like
I'll come back and sue you. They be able to fucking sue everybody. And the idea is not that fucked in the head. You come back and sue David.
So that's
up
one
items and shit. She run over somebody with a forklift.
And another thing you gotta ask yourself is it consuming your life?
Detained,
like we talked about. Do you have to do it daily? Is it distracting you from your family? Is it distracting you from your friends? Is it distracting you from your job? Have you thought about calling in because somebody on Facebook or something like that
they said shit
just posted that they have a bunch of video games and they're like 3 hours away and you have to go to work soon? Are you calling in sick because you want to go after that? Are you dodging your kids' sports games? Are you dodging,
if they delete it off, they can't delete it off.
Are you doing all this other stuff that you physically and mentally check out
on that site?
And yeah,
the guy's not a fucking hacker. He needs my fucking device and a fucking moron.
Are you bleeding your
I'm a hacker. I can hack your shit, delete it.
Are you spending more money than you have on this stuff?
You even said that stuff, you fucking moron.
Because the biggest word that I saw in here is
I don't have
brown
hair. I said you have fucking brown hair on my fucking face.
And that was what a lot of my stuff was.
I can't do a switcheroo because it's Face ID. That shit nowadays is weird to have
standards down for myself.
Like take your identity because they're the same height.
I was so compulsive that I just would do it. So I would go to Spencer.
I never dyed my hair any color.
I would call Spencer. It's a local town here. And they got Goodwill and stuff there. And I'd be like,
put a rainbow coming out of your ass. I'm
not going to go to Goodwill today. I'm not going to go to this. But then I'd get there.
All rainbows coming off all the fucking
something like that and be like, well, I don't have to be there for another 30 minutes. So what's the harm in going? Why did I feel like I had to go? Because of the compulsiveness. And that's the same with online shopping and stuff like that. That's very dangerous for a person like this that would be addicted to collecting.
Has all that shit.
Because you think you see
I can't steal anything because I put in the other word.
Like I said, the fear of missing out.
I smell like my fucking
and you feel like you have to buy it because you might never see it again. And I'm here to tell you, you'll always see it again. It'll come back. They always come back around. But that's the big thing is your compulsiveness to have to do it. And when you see good deals like that, you feel like you have to buy them because, like you said, they're going to come around. So you use more money than you want to use.
If so, the 5 Royal on PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5. Number 7.
I ain't make fun of the Iowa gaming guy.
Do you like crime? Well, then get your assault right. You're going to have a great time with LA Noire, the gritty cop adventure from Team Bondi and Rockstar Games. players jump into the well shoes of Cole Phelps, a World War II veteran turned LAPD officer with big ambitions.
Not all yours. If I put in my underwear drawer, you don't want my shit because your hand will turn your face. You'll catch whatever the fuck I have, and you try to really sue our family for catching COVID or whatever the fuck that had in 2019 onwards.
Not everything is black and white, though. Sometimes the obvious suspect isn't the guilty party, and Cole will soon find that his morals are tested just as much as his crime-solving prowess. L.A. Noire received critical acclaim.
I bought it for like $5 and it has the map.
Reviewers were impressed by a number of aspects of the game, including the story, the voice acting and mocap, and the open world, which was a recreation of Los Angeles in the 1940s. Think you've got what it takes to crack the case? You can find the original version of L.A. Noire on PC. If you prefer to grab yourself a copy of the shiny remastered version, you can do so on Xbox One and Series, PS4 and 5, and Switch. Number 6, Heavy Rain, 2010. We've spent an awful lot of time making fun of Heavy Rain on this channel, and sure, the voice acting is a bit wobbly in places, people's behaviour is kind of odd from time to time, and there's that glitch. But if you can look beyond all those things, you'll find a game that is really worth your time. Heavy Rain focuses on sad dad Ethan Mars, who's been having a pretty rough time of it since his eldest son was killed in a road traffic accident and his marriage fell apart. Things are about to get far worse for the unfortunate father, though, as his other son, Sean, is taken by the infamous Origami Killer, a serial murderer who kidnaps children in order to test their father's love. To get his son back, Ethan will need to participate in a number of trials, each more chilling than the last. Throughout the game, players control one of 4 characters: Unlucky Pop Ethan Mars, Criminal Profiler Norman Jaden FBI, Journalist Madison Page, and Private Investigator Scott Shelby. As they progress through the story, their actions can impact the overall.
I want to be David's ass and get sued real fast.
Different endings that can be achieved in total. I sure hope you've got those thumbs ready. You're going to need them to press X to Sean a lot. Heavy Rain was originally released as a PlayStation 3 exclusive, but has since been remastered and can now be found on PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, and PC. Number 5, Uncharted 4: A Thief's End, 2016. If you're anything like us, then you'll agree that just one slice of the delicious and slightly cheeky pie that is Nathan Drake simply is not enough. You deserve a second helping, my friend. So pull up a chair and spoon yourself out another dollop of Uncharted, though this time, like we had Uncharted 4, perhaps. Set some 15 years after the events of Drake's deception, A Thief's End sees Nathan Drake enjoying his retirement by taking up gardening. Oh, who am I kidding? Yes, he's retired, but the man can't stand it, and it takes little more than a slight nudge from his brother Sam to get to the treasure hunting and ancient city destroying game. After spending several years in jail, Sam has been able to escape alongside drug lord Hector Alcazar, who now demands that Sam finds the treasure of Henry Avery if he wants to keep on breathing. Always game for an adventure, Nathan signs himself up to help straight away. Uncharted 4 cleverly combines action-packed gameplay with a nuanced narrative, in a way that allows both to have their moment in the spotlight.
Sony's fucking death addict. Leave me the fuck alone.
Nor does the plot tread on the toes of the gameplay. Nathan Drake's 4th major outing was released as a PS4 exclusive and is currently available only to those who have a Sony console. Don't despair if you don't have a PlayStation, though, as the Uncharted Legacy of Thieves collection, which contains a remastered version of the game, has already released on PS5 and is set to launch on PC at some point in 2022.
Number 4, Halo 3, 2007. Following its release in November 2004, there were some who were a little disappointed with Halo 2's single-player campaign. The multiplayer was solid, and there was a lot of love for the audio-visual presentation, but the single-player mode was short and divided fans by concluding on a cliffhanger. Thankfully, much of that was forgiven when Halo 3 released in 2007. The plot of Halo 3 once again follows Master Chief as he and his comrades do their darndest to put a stop to the plans of the Covenant, a theocratic collection of alien races that threatens the galaxy. This time, the Covenant leader, the High Prophet of Truth, has set his sights on the Ark, an immense structure that has the ability to fire all of the Halos at once. And if you've been paying attention to the series thus far, you'll know that's pretty bad for business. Upon its release, Halo 3 received widespread critical acclaim, with reviewers lauding it for retaining the Halo formula that worked so well in previous games, while still delivering a fresh experience thanks to its exciting story and the addition of new weapons and vehicles. Like all of the Halo games that have come before and since, Halo 3 is a Microsoft exclusive. These days, you can find a remastered version as part of the Master Chief Collection, available on Xbox One, Xbox Series X and S, and PC. Number 3, Portal 2, 2011. If you've been putting off playing Portal 2 because you think it's going to be more of the same, then I'm here to tell you that, well, it kind of is. But wait, don't go. A lot of Portal 2's mechanics are very similar to its predecessor, but it does have additional ones, and it brings a brand new story and characters to the table. Plus, why wouldn't you want more Portal gun action in your life? I know I do. The game begins with Chell waking up once again in the Aperture Science Enrichment Center. Guided by personality core Wheatley, who happens to be voiced by the fantastic Stephen Merchant, Chell must utilize the Aperture Science handheld portal device along with various lasers, tractor beams, and light bridges to escape the facility. Not only do Portal 2 players get another single-player campaign with tons of puzzles to solve, but they get a multiplayer experience as well, which allows them to buddy up with a friend to solve even more brain teasers, co-op style. Like its predecessor, Portal 2 is superbly written, incredibly well voice acted, and is built on a solid foundation of puzzles that are challenging enough to keep players hooked, but not so difficult that they'll rage quit. If one dose of Portal isn't enough and you must have more, then you can find Portal 2 on Xbox One and Series via backwards compatibility, as well as on PC. The game is now also available on Switch as part of the Portal Companion Collection. Number 2, The Legend of Zelda, Breath of the Wild, 2017. I just know you've been waiting with bated breath to find out which of the many brilliant Zelda titles would be our final pick from the series, and I think you'll agree, we've made a good choice. Breath of the Wild is the first open-world title in the modern Legend of Zelda series, and oh boy, did Nintendo deliver the goods. Players once again join everyone's favourite Peter Pan look-alike Link as he travels across Hyrule in order to restore his memories and defeat Big Bad Ganon. Only this time, he's going by the name Calamity Ganon. Ooh, edgy. Unlike most previous Zelda titles, Breath of the Wild doesn't give players much in the way of direction, as the focus is squarely on exploration. There is a main quest line, of course, but the game doesn't railroad players into picking it up immediately, and instead encourages them to wander the huge landscape to see what secrets they can uncover. Critics had nothing but praise for the game, with some going as far to call Breath of the Wild a masterpiece, and it's easy to see why. The humongous open world is nothing short of stunning, drawing players in with scores of magical things that are just waiting to be explored. Are you ready to get out there and collect all 900 Korok seeds? Like the vast majority of Zelda titles before, Breath of the Wild is a Nintendo exclusive, so you can only find it on the Wii U and Switch. Now, just a quick note before we get to our number 1 entry. We're very grateful that you've stuck with us for this whole list. We want to remind you that these entries are in no particular order, so please don't come for us in the comments if your favourite game isn't in pole position. All of these games mean something special to at least one of the members of our team, and we hope, after playing them, they'll mean something special to you too. Now, with that all out of the way, number 1, Project Makeover, 2020. Now, I know we said these games were in no particular order, but Project Makeover is undoubtedly number 1 in the hearts of everyone here at Team Triple Jump. The game was released in 2020 and sees players matching tiles and giving makeovers to a whole bunch of people that are in need of a little TLC.
Stop it, stop that.
No, we can't allow this to go any longer. Can we cut to the real number 1, please? Christ.
Number 1, The Elder Scrolls V Skyrim, 2011. Oh, come on, you didn't really think we'd forget about Skyrim, did you? After all, it's not like Todd Howard's going to let us anytime soon. Set in Tamriel's northernmost province, The Elder Scrolls V Skyrim sees players taking on the role of the Dragonborn, an individual whose purpose is to defeat a dragon who prophecy dictates will eventually destroy the world.
If you think it's just a case of toddling off to fight a big lizard so you can be home in time for supper, then you're going to be severely disappointed, as it's very easy to play dozens of hours of Skyrim and hardly touch the main quest line. Sure, you could just go straight for the dragon and ignore everything else, but why would you when you can become a master thief or a mysterious assassin? There's a whole world full of quests, secrets, and random encounters to uncover, and there's little wonder that many players have sunk thousands of hours into the game.
Skyrim is considered by many to be one of the greatest games of all time, and for good reason. The role-playing elements of the title are flawlessly executed, the world is massive without feeling bloated, and each quest is well written and filled to the brim with interesting enemies and NPCs. At this point, it would probably be quicker to list the devices that you can't play Skyrim on. But for the sake of clarity, the game is available on Xbox One, Xbox Series X, Xbox Series S, PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, Switch, and of course, PC. Ugh, that was a lot of games. I think we're going to go lie down for a bit now. I'm tired.
We're doing it, and we're not even saving it for New Year's Day. We simply could not wait to speed our way over to Sega's mascot, play every last one of his games, rank them from worst to best, and of course learn once and for all how quickly we'd yearn for our own deaths. Fairly quickly, as it turns out. Still, with the release of Sonic Origins, we thought it was a good time to take a look back at the Blue Blur's many adventures and share our opinions, so that you could dismiss them because they differ in any way from your own. Sonic had his home console debut in 1991, created to be a true competitor to Mario and, by extension, Nintendo. Those who were around in those days know that competition between the two companies was fierce. The rivalry between
Gaming in the late 90s was defined by breaking away from linear courses out into the freedom of open three-dimensional spaces, and nobody, in my opinion, captured that adventurous feeling better than Insomniac's Spyro the Dragon.
Ain't no Phil Morris anything. Phil Morris is gonna be locked up forever as a child fucking molester. Look up Phil Morris' name is fucking a child molester on Floyd. Best face idea. Fucker don't look nothing like me. You know, fucking disgusting. You know, fucking don't smell like balls.
And if Spyro's older brother Crash is any indication,
They go let Phil Morris let me have my house, and he smells like ball sacks. He fucking gets teabagged and Lansing with Gilbert, Donnie, Javier, all of them get teabagged and shit. They don't even get money. They're getting teabagged.
Yeah, that's right. I have played every Spyro game the sun through both pleasure and pain in order to make what is probably the largest level ranking video in the history of level ranking videos, because it features an
I took a COVID shit, man. I fucking have. I didn't want my house. I have COVID, you stupid fucking moron.
From worst to best.
I smell up my house. It smells like shit because I fucking took a big ass shit.
This is a monumental occasion.
Took a COVID shit.
Quickly before we get
COVID
started,
shit.
I've got to cover some ground rules, just so that we're clear. Eligible levels include the main worlds, all hub areas across the different lands, and speedways are also being included, as they're a key aspect of the Spyro experience and deserve the spotlight just as much. However, any transitional spaces or maps that feature next to nothing, such as North Nexus in the original game, will not be considered, as these dedicated tutorial locations are also ineligible. Boss fights will only be included if they take place within actual levels. So aside from Nasty Nork, who appears in a dedicated arena, all of Spyro 1's bosses will be making an appearance, while many of the others throughout the series are unfortunately...
Nobody's gonna break in because if I have you have COVID, why the fuck do they want shit in the underwear drawer? I put all my shit in the underwear drawer.
Legend of Spyro games, which featured countless different
I was in a bathroom at a fucking apartment for like 4 years. On the third year, they fucking smoked the creepiest fucking reefer, and everything I had smelled like it.
It's not worth trying to split the hairs on that one. Trust me, I'm pulling my hair out enough already after revisiting all of them. But despite its radical shift away from the traditional Spyro format, this trilogy is such a talking point for the franchise that it would be wrong not to include it. However, there were some other Spyro games that simply do not have a place in this ranking due to conflicts from genre differences. Spyro Orange on the Game Boy Advance is disqualified for being party-style minigame collection. Spyro Fairy Dress Up on mobile is also disqualified for the fact that this abhorrent mess even exists in the first place. And as for the Nintendo DS exclusive Shadow Legacy, I've had to make the tough call not to include it, given the fact that its top-down RPG structure is just impossible to rank consistently and fairly next to the classic levels. Which is a shame, because some of those classic locations did actually appear in Shadow Legacy, mostly only recognizable by name. But it's just not going to fit in, I'm afraid. And besides, do you really want to see me talk about this trash? Yeah, I thought not. This video is already long enough as it is. So now that is out of the way, we can finally begin every Spyro level ranked. And
when those metal plates spike and they build up a bunch of like how tooth decay. I have tooth decay. So I'm gonna explain tooth decay like that. It's the whole world blows up.
The King Booper Award goes to
That's the most crazy shit. They're gonna fucking have earthquakes. It's like tooth decay and the whole world blows up. There's no world to come back. There's people to talk shit on.
Underground caverns from Spyro: A Hero's Tale. Oh yeah. If that
I feel bad for anyone who fucking have an island and it fucking just gets destroyed. And all that stuff goes under. They have to rebuild some kind of metal plating where it doesn't quite understand how they can do that shit because all that shit builds up.
Better or worse. And Blink the Mole is without question the worst. Spelunking down in these dark.
Look, Gilbert Gottfried made fun of that guy. Godzilla hits him and he lost. Gilbert Gottfried lost his job as an Affleck duck.
Ultimately, what we got here was a bland, tasteless adventure.
The Affleck duck.
Around on slow-moving, climbing monkey bars, and most likely backtracking to sweep.
That Gilbert Gottfried made fun of the people that Gilbert Gottfried, the guy from Problem Child. They didn't understand what nationality he was. Probably Middle Eastern or something. That's crazy how this fucking earthquake happens, and then the fucking guy with an Affleck made fun of all that shit back then.
Is only for a secondary collectible. So you immediately have to go back in again to play the exact same thing over, just with additional shit you have to complete.
Yeah, CNN's fucking creepy. CNN's creepy. CNN will fucking show you getting fucking jacked up and shit, and they won't give a fuck. CNN will show you getting jacked up and shit, and they won't give a fuck. CNN will show you getting jacked up, and they won't give a fuck. CNN will show them getting jacked up and they don't give a shit. CNN will show them get. I wish CNN would get sued off my ass. Laugh at the fucking crazy ass fucking peckerwoods on CNN. Oh, well, you're gonna be pecking out your wood, son, because Winnie the Pooh showed up to your house and took a big ass shit in your front lawn and walked off. I'm President Barack Hussein Obama and I'm insane in the fucking membrane. That's the most crazy. They should help me with saying little fucking Hong Kong and little Lansing or whatever the fuck. Or there's little Hong Kong and Lansing. How the fuck Obama even step his ass on the fucking camera and he's laughing hysterically about Asian people and they created COVID. And COVID fucking took the whole world by storm and everybody got the Mr. Bunny Foo-Foo virus because they were beating their dick off to a bunny rabbit in a Hantai lab.
And then are forced to backtrack all the way back out across atrocious
Mr. Bunny Foo-Foo.
Finally escape these.
They were jerking their dick off to a snow bunny. The snow bunny escaped. Oh my God, Samus Aran is running across the road. Oh my God.
The other tedious disaster in this game is Sergeant Bird with his rescue missions, which require you to fly.
Samus Aran was a snow bunny in a hentai lab and had the fucking weird ass invisible cloak on. Japanese people were beating off her.
And there is 10 of them every time. It takes so long.
Hey, well, if they fucked up shit about my ass and they fucking destroyed it, the whole world's gonna blow up. The hentai lab where the Mr. Bunny Foo-Foo escaped and fucking Samus Aran runs butt ass naked with a Japanese dildo of Hello Kitty on it. runs the fuck out of a lab. They can't go fucking do anything, laugh. Laugh if fucking Gilbert Gottfried didn't give a fuck and he lost his job at the fucking Affleck time. Gilbert Gottfried made fun of the fucking Affleck, like voice actor lost his job, and Gilbert Gottfried looked Asian. I don't know what nationality Gilbert Gottfried fucking was.
Were just a complete laughing stock, even at the time. I mean, look at this.
Jin Kazama rose from the fucking ashes of the Homo sapien, and blew up everything. Fly away, Jin Kazama. Fly away, Jin Kazama.
Or even an isometric perspective. These are all play styles.
Fly away, Jin.
On this system, by the way, but no.
That's a fucking Namco Bandai's weird. Making a Tekken video game. If somebody won the Tekken Tag Tournament and blew up, they would have fucking tell me a bunch of crazy shit. Most creepy shit. I'm like fucking Kano of Mortal fucking Kombat. I didn't steal anybody's fucking shit.
Time Machine Lab in Season of Ice is just hideous.
They're fucking beating the dicks off to a Snow Bunny in a hentai lab, and Samus Aran runs butt ass naked through a snow field. Samus Aran will fucking run butt ass naked out of the hentai lab with a bunny rabbit. Able to tell me a bunch of weird shit. Go fuck this. The whole world's gonna blow up.
With no clue what direction you need to take in order to continue. It's a nightmare, and guess what?
They were able to fucking have somebody description of a character off of Death by Degrees of Nina Williams off Namco Bandai. I love it. Konami's weird for having the fucking N64 version of Castlevania had an Ortega character be a Castlevania character named Ortega, and 9 years later they blown up her vagina.
The flickering lights off in the distance don't help either, as they distract your eyes, and there are so many platforms to reach that you can barely even see off the corner of your screen. The music here is
how the fuck Gilbert Gottfried made fun of a bunch of Asian people saying Godzilla rose himself via the fucking lake and blew up everything via his reactive breath? And Gilbert Gottfried worked at Affleck. That's more fucking insane than the shit I'm saying. And fucking President Obama said there was a little fucking Hong Kong in Lawrence, Kansas. That Lansing. The little Hong Kong in Lawrence, Kansas. I'm a brother with $1 million. He doesn't give a fuck. The brother wanted to make $1 trillion fucking coin, was looking like Drake and shit. This is most scruggy. I can sue everybody for $1 million and then wipe my ass with the money. I got COVID shit. They gave me the fucking COVID virus. My fucking fingers turn colors and shit. Nobody's gonna come do anything to me. They don't want fucking COVID. They don't want to have COVID. COVID's the worst of shit.
Man, what an epic finale, am I right? 50 Shades of Grey, eat your heart.
I feel bad that it happened, but they won't fucking have the fucking video game designers make fun of my ass. And this guy fucking deliberately fucking makes a white tranny fight Joe Biden in New York City or something. That Ryan looks like a white tranny fighting Joe Biden on the White House, butt ass naked with a samurai sword.
We're not discussing so unfortunately it doesn't factor.
After Gilbert Gottfried made fun of Hong Kong, Japan, and all those islands in the Hiroshima, saying that Godzilla was going to reappear and destroy everything. Sure enough,
which, like I've already mentioned, we're not going to be including, given its extreme shit.
Gilbert Gottfried's one weird son of a bitch. This shit didn't get shot up with Angry Video Game, remember that racist shit. And all those people white wall, they want white honky up in their fucking mouth. They want a white ding dong in their mouth. They want a Twinkie in their mouth. All those people get fed Twinkies and shit.
The last original mobile game of the franchise.
Hitler fed them all Twinkies. They all have blue eyes and shit. Them those crazy. The fuckers can't do anything. The fucking Mexican made the fucking Aztec fucking calendar. They only get fucked over by those fucking weird ass guys. The Japanese anime designer wanted a Mexican vagina blown up. and make fun of all that Mexican architecture and shit.
Which are all the same thing. This game is only taking up a single spot on the list, but it's actually not the worst thing the franchise has to offer, believe it or not.
I'm Charlie Chapman, fucking Ghost, where he fucking butt fucks Hodeo and fucking puts a water cup by him in Jurassic Park happens.
Really not much else.
Jurassic Park happens, folks, for real. Dino Crisis. They able to fucking make fun of my ass. Dino Crisis. Oh my god, the water cup's moving. Hodeo's getting fucked by a dinosaur. They able to fucking tell me a bunch of crazy shit. They go back in time and butt fuck them all. I'm creating a time machine. No, I'll create a time machine and bitch you back Hodeo. Off a white tranny fucking flipping in the air and shit. And then Joe Biden gets fucking murked. And Metal Gear Solid 2 Sons of Liberty has Joe Biden getting murked in New York City. The butt-ass naked tranny.
You need to play through the entire thing twice over. How ridiculous.
I laugh at John Paul Garcia got in the fucking goddamn Studio 51 fucking had a storyline of him getting murked by Garcia or wherever the fuck. And Obama just saw that shit in his third eye. I understand that shit too. And Christopher Mills and fucking Garcia and Smith and fucking the Smith family, the fucking
Katie's with us in Dallas, Texas. Hi, Katie. How are you?
Yes, I'm good. How are you?
Great. How can we help?
So I'm $27,000 in credit card debt. I had $10 left the day I got paid.
You have to radically do something different because
Miley Cyrus is fucking weird. They all jerk off to Miley Cyrus 7 times a day, like that fucking Amanda said on the fucking Killer 7 game. And they all worship the apes like that Amanda off that Killer 7 game. That's the most craziest shit. They had to be able to make that shit back when there was no internet connected to it, but that's the most extreme fucking crazy shit. They're batshit crazy for making that shit. And I felt Alana Pierce to get jail time for having that big ass Middle Eastern guy get her a fucking green card. I want to see that fucking Frost in the thong, but that shit's not gonna happen because they end up fucking killing my ass because I said a bunch of racist. Mr. Bunny Fufu. Did Mr. Bunny Fufu escape? The Samus Aran took the bunny rabbit and transported, and I saw some weird shit via security feed. That Samus Aran isn't fucking real, but they were beaten off forever for a fucking snow bunny. They were beaten off to a snow bunny in a hentai lab. They're beating off to a snow bunny in a hentai. Godzilla fucking appeared, destroyed everything. Gilbert Gottfried's third eye fucking opens and he fucking comes out of the sky and resurrects himself and becomes some weird fucking mystical fucking thing. Gilbert Gottfried might have been God if it was named Gilbert Gottfried. I laugh at Gilbert just as racist as the fucking shit he has on PlayStation. His whole family might get fucking butt fucked. And they fucking Rihanna couldn't dance or whatever. Backstreet Boys singing that Rihanna couldn't dance or sing, but it looks like Rihanna. They made fun of her bitch ass. They can't dance, they can't sing, but it looked like Rihanna. They made fun of the fucking shit too. I played that shit out loud back then. They were able to fucking tell me some crazy.
But the second to last level here is nothing but a ground and pound affair through the burned lands. This is actually an incredibly solemn map to visit after a series of narrative sacrifices and failures.
The Jin Kazama won the Tekken Tag Tournament. Hihachi Mishima blows up everything and become Devil Jin Kazama. I'm President Barack Hussein Obama, and there's a little Hong Kong and shit.
Too bad they had to go by immediately roadblocking you at the start against some brutal waves of enemies with very scarce resources. And they do.
Oh, the fuck Gilbert Gottfried got to say Godzilla wrecked Hong Kong, and he fucking lived in or worked for fucking Affleck shit.
Climbing the cliffs, this short level
They didn't gun down Gerber Godfrey's fucking funeral. And he was making fun of all that shit. He was a fucking pirate off fucking Aladdin. The pirate off fucking Aladdin made fun of all this shit.
Much to my sheer disapproval. Another drab level, this time for all the wrong reasons, is the Thieves' Den from Enter the Dragonfly. A stroke of genius, I'll say, to consider developing a little backstory for one of the most iconic figures of the franchise. But putting it in this game? Of all the games to include this level in,
Godzilla just leveled off everything and Devil Jinkazama flies off.
Now I'm really getting upset.
That's the most crazy. I'm Barack Hussein Obama and I fucking little Hong Kong and Lawrence, Kansas.
I'm surprised it took them so many years.
They should arrest fucking Barack Obama and sue his ass.
Fucking atrocious.
I'm gonna fucking say it was a little fucking Hong Kong and Lawrence. So little Hong Kong and Lawrence, Kansas, I'm a black president and able to stick my big black dick in your mouth. And I can't do any goddamn thing to him because he's African American and pulls out the race card. I'm Barack Hussein Obama and it's insane in the membrane. I fucking blew up the world with my mind, like Aquaman. Aquaman him to death. It's like the Aquaman fucking shit. That's the most crazy shit. The Aquaman had a little education and fucking communicate to dolphins like retards and shit. Aquaman had a little education and fucking goddamn it was little Hong Kong and Lawrence, Kansas. Aquaman. I laughed at the fucking Aquaman movie had the black guy go off the fucking retarded and speak to fishes and shit.
Oasis Speedway found inside of the
Aqua fucking man.
Isn't much better.
Aquaman in Lawrence, Kansas.
Wasteland, far too big for its own good, and with just nothing of interest going on, it's really hard to care.
There's an Aquaman, everybody fucking knows an Aquaman and can speak to fishes. Those retards, they can speak to dolphins and shit with sign language and shit. Those dolphins make noises and it vibrates off them like that fucking weird ass shit. Barack Hussein Obama said there was a little Hong Kong in Lawrence, Kansas. Atlantean, that's the most creepiest shit.
However, the music
I'm Barack Hussein Obama and I'm insane in the fucking membrane.
What's that about? And there is just so much dead, unused space on the map.
I'm Barack Hussein Obama and there's a little Hong Kong in Lawrence, Kansas. Rodeo is whispering shit to fucking Cervantes. Cervantes gay power fucked out everybody's fucking eyes that Manto Bandit video. Congratulations for making a video game of a white tranny fucking beating up Joe Biden for my ass. Evan's gone dressed up as a writing character and skull fuck Joe Biden for something.
And objects just flash into vision before killing you and sending you back. This brain-rotting gameplay is honestly hilarious to actually play.
Barack Hussein Obama.
So
I'm Barack Hussein Obama and I'm insane in the fucking membrane for saying Hong Kong and Little Lawrence, Kansas.
I'm not laughing anymore.
So Little Hong Kong, Lawrence, Kansas, and Barack Obama unzipped his pants and fucking this creepy shit. I'm Barack Hussein Obama.
This location introduces more machine.
He's insane in the membrane. Buying 2 squares gonna get fucking throat fucked by Obama, whips his big black dick out and skull fucks him. He's able to fucking get anal probed by aliens and shit. The reptilian fucking midget from Newtown, Connecticut's like fucking Frieza or something. Able to tell me a bunch of creepy shit somehow. Have him write all that shit about that. I'm Barack Hussein Obama and I'm insane in the membrane for saying Little Hong Kong and Lawrence, Kansas. I'm Barack Hussein Obama and I'm insane in the fucking membrane for saying there's Little Hong Kong and fucking Lawrence, Kansas. I'm Barack Hussein Obama and I'm insane in the fucking membrane for saying there's Little Hong Kong and Lawrence, Kansas.
Data stream interrupted. Thank you for using SIMS.
Are you a Missouri homeowner having trouble keeping up with your mortgage? Safer for Homeowners is a federally funded program that can help with past or future mortgage payments, even if
I'm
you
Barack
comply
Hussein
Learn
Obama,
more at
and there's no safer homes because there's an earthquake that happens and destroys the whole universe. Will fucking blow up like a Space Ghost cartoon, and Motar is the only thing that's left.
What did remind me of when they were saying exterminate was Dr. Who with the Daleks. Exterminate.
Okay.
So yeah, no.
Barack Hussein Obama's insane in the fucking membrane.
Except it's just poison stuff. I think they could have really.
There's little Hong Kong and fucking Lawrence, Kansas, and it's fucking Lansing. That's the most creepy shit. I'm a Barack Hussein Obama, and I said there was a little Lawrence in Hong Kong, Kansas.
Right? And make it all in the old school times.
Instead
of like modern times, and then there's a black and white steamboat. Just make it all black and white. Make it all old school in that time period.
They would like to play, and then they fucking all got fucked up by fucking Jim Kazama off the Tekken Tag. Jim Kazama flies out of the fucking volcano and butt fucks Albert Wesker. Albert Wesker fucking Resident Evil 5 where they butt fuck each other in a mansion.
Oh, it is.
Yeah, taking place at 3 o'clock in the morning. So I guess it probably has some sort of Five Nights at Freddy vibe to it. The idea that
Albert Wesker got butt fucked in the mansion and woke up as a new fucking human being and had Ada Wong beating his dick off in the Hantai lab and they cured COVID.
Leave Willie alone.
Free Willie. Free fucking Willie. Go free Willie on all your game jams. You gonna see some scary shit for Fame Jamaica and all that shit from the man I get butt fucked.
Of course the first thing they're gonna do.
I'm mad Anani and I get butt fucked by a bunch of Indian people going fucking stick a dildo up his ass and trying to fucking move controller with a fucking vibrator shit on the highest setting.
Set up and had a bunch of people submit their things.
I'm Barack Hussein Obama and I'm insane in the fucking membrane for saying that was little Hong Kong and Lawrence, Kansas.
It's kind of a thing.
I'm Barack Hussein Obama, and I'm insane in the fucking membrane for saying there was a little Hong Kong and Lawrence.
Well, several people
I'm Barack.
checking out Mouse, including Joe. Joe says you check out the game trailer for Mouse.
I got COVID. They want COVID. They already fucking have COVID. They ain't gonna come after my ass to have COVID. They didn't drop out anything with a basketball with a fucking diploma and all that shit's on there, you fucking moron.
Let her know what a star she is.
I ain't gonna be able to lead it off.
By the way, Ivan is hanging out with us. Ivan, we see you.
Ivan's taking a stroll.
Ivan's in the green room over there. Just hang tight, buddy. Here is the game Mouse. So let's check this out.
That Barack Hussein Obama ran his mouth off and gets everybody fucking murdered, and the United States of America fucking gets run down, and all that shit becomes fucking somebody else's fucking land, and they fucking become fucking Christopher for Columbus and fucking destroy everything.
Oh no!
All day he's probably beating off his fucking staying fucking so fucking over his, like the fucking teacup or tea head or whatever the teacup head. Well, G4 couldn't even play teacup.
This looks really good.
The G4 employees couldn't even play the teacup shit. That fucking 2D fucking game couldn't even get through the fucking first part of it.
FPS that's
Other
not
than
just trying to be another
Not
Call
a
of
pierce to
Duty
get
or
dump truck.
Battlefield or something. You know, like Time Splitters is probably my favorite FPS ever. I like a good fun FPS game, and this looks great.
It does look really fun. The art style is what draws you in, obviously, but it's going to come down to gameplay. But hey, any game where you can shoot.
I'm Barack Hussein Obama, and I'm insane in the fucking membrane for fucking saying there's little Hong Kong and Lawrence, Kansas. Donald Duck gives a blowjob to Donald Duck's cousin Rod Fuck saying finds the third, and he fucking third eye opens and it's fucking Satan. Obama's that Cuphead shit that fucking G4 employees couldn't even play it. How the fuck they get paid? How the fuck do they get paid?
By paint, you mean like
they get paid more than people that fucking learn 9 to 5 and they fucking bring it on then. They ain't gonna fuck him out of COVID. I got COVID. You really want COVID? You get fucking diabetes after you get COVID. You get diabetes after you get COVID. After you get COVID, you get diabetes. You get diabetes, you get COVID. I'm proud to be an American. Oh, Barack Obama said there's a little Hong Kong in Lansing, Kansas.
Why are there over 800 people watching? And it's so cute. I guess it's so cute. Thumbs up.
I'm Barack Hussein Obama, and I'm insane in the membrane for saying there's a little Hong Kong in Lawrence, Kansas. I'm Barack Hussein Obama, and I'm insane in the fucking membrane for saying there's a little Hong Kong in Lawrence, Kansas.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
I guess not. I mean, I really love Indian food and culture.
Oh, Mom was just telling you about
Dawson
the
says
story.
yoga
Apparently,
flames,
a while
yoga
ago, the
fire.
Netflix had, like,
Dawson's going to throw fuck you with his technology with no fucking bad on his mom
doing unspeakable
and burns
things
their
to
ass
women
like
as well as
fucking
murdering
Madonna
them and
Gandhi
stuff.
or whatever.
And beating up dudes everywhere. This guy was a menace, just doing it constantly, and the police weren't doing anything about it. So like 200 of the women got together and with knives and turned them into hamburger meat. So
Man, you do that to me and I fucking have COVID. Nobody's gonna touch me.
Yeah.
John,
Maybe I
show
should
that
put
girl power. Wow, real power. Dude, that's awesome.
Let him come fucking cut my dick off. I'll let him fucking touch my foot.
Because they deserved it.
So, right. You just imagine.
Dance like see?
Like, let's just say that guy's, he woke up in the morning, he's like, let's say he's at a coffee shop, right? He's drinking his coffee and he's thinking about what horrible things he's going to do that day. And then he turns around and he looks down this alley and he just sees like 200 women coming down the street with their knives. And it's like, at what? It's like, at that point, you be fucked up. That's right. But hey, Vlad, you move where
They
you
should
go.
sue fucking Barack Obama and put me on house arrest.
Danny boy.
That's my fucking last name, Ortega, on the basketball. Fuckers are psycho. You understand that, Lee? They were there fucking making fun of the Ortega family via Metal Gear. Put metal shits down because this fucking guy makes no sense making that shit.
It's just
I think I'm stuck in the Newgrounds era. I loved that. I loved those times.
Barack Hussein Obama said there's a fucking hentai lab, but the bunny rabbit, there's a little Hong Kong in Lawrence, Kansas, where the snow bunny was hidden at.
How many people are gonna make like horror games and horror movies with single play? That's all they're doing.
Well, of
There's
course.
so much you could do.
It's the lowest hanging fruit.
Yeah.
Right? Like, and that's the thing. And horror movies are traditionally cheaper than regular movies. You know, like you gotta pay for less cats because they don't die. No, but
They all die.
It's the exact opposite. Yeah, exactly. So it's the exact opposite of what the character is, which is kind of what people are into. You know, Trippin says, "I don't want to steamboat anybody's game." Good on you. Good on you. Trippin says, "Best FPS is COD Black Ops." Good commies. There you go. Let them know. Let them know. Push-ups. And Kinetic gifted out 1 membership today. That's good. Puts us at. Let's go. Thank you so much.
All right.
Mika says, go to India, Blab. The number 2 streets are wonderful. All 3 bullets.
I mean, you could just go to San Francisco.
I know.
Hey, dude came in with the one over on Rumble. Says Blab should play Bat Metal 2. It's an unofficial music video for the Death Clog song that has the Bat family saving Aquaman from Ariel and the SpongeBob characters. Huh. Well, thank you, dude. Appreciate
The
it.
hell?
That's very funny.
Lucario came in with the $5 direct donation. Says Mouse gave me Toot Bromstein vibes from Drawn Together. Oh yeah, Drawn Together. That's pretty good. I guess in a way you could consider it Betty Boop vibes. Yeah, that doesn't get how I got Betty Boop.
I love Betty Boop. She is so cute.
Classic. All right. Let's get into our main story today. We got Ivan hanging out in the background. Let's bring him on in. He looks like he's in some sort of crazy field somewhere.
Hi, Ivan.
It's just Mexico.
Oh, okay.
I mean,
is that what Mexico looks like? Yeah. Look, we have pavement and trees, and that's about it.
Not all the dirt roads, all right, so let's get into the story that is our lead one today. I'm very excited. I have been fascinated about this. We talked about
or Stephanie that blows like vacuum cleaner.
This has not been something that, like, it's really kind of gained light in the last couple weeks, apparently. But this has been something that Rev has been pointing out for years. I looked on his YouTube channel, and there's lots of videos about
see a magic trick?
What I'm talking about is this localization effort where when these animes are created, they are then sent over. They're created in a Japanese language, and then they were dubbed over to the English language in English translation. But they're localized. As you see this in video games, you see this in all sorts of art. You obviously see this when an American movie gets brought over to China, right? They change they localize the language. Ivan, you're pretty familiar with this process. Kind of walk me through this way before we get into what we're talking about.
Okay, so pretty much whenever you receive, name the country, an anime, the anime gives certain permissions, whether to localize it or not to, or just like a literal translation. So that happens all over the place, and all the countries get a certain amount of leeway to modify certain things. Like, for example, if the line in the US says heads up, translating that to Spanish would not make sense. So they would like adapt it for something that would be of equivalent measure per se. And that's the way with anime. They're like, hey, I know we have some things that are very local to Japan, so just make sure that you give the same meaning in your own language, in your own lingo, without modifying the overall message or anything. There's more leeway in comedies, but still the same rule applies. So at the end of the day, the entire objective
I named my
is
cat
to
Balls.
never deter from the story unless given absolute permission to. And so far, out of the entire pantheon of anime, there has only been one case where the US was allowed to change every single line of dialogue, and the anime is called Ghost Stories. But it only because it was a massive flop in Japan, and they did not care at all to what happened to the anime per se. So they're like, hey, just keep kind of the same characters and everything, change all the lines of dialogue if you want, and that's it. But that was the only one exception to the rule. Other than that, everything must stay within the parameters of the story.
Okay, so these things are the animes are brought over. They're given to a company to localize them, and what you see here is what's kind of been pushed to the forefront. And like I said, I watched Rev talk about this, and this is the example that Rev gives the most because it's the easiest to understand. Now, Rev had a video, and by the way, I've invited Rev to come on the show. Would love to have Rev on to talk about this more in depth. I haven't heard back, but if Rev would like to, we'd obviously love to have him. With that said, this is kind of like the lowest hanging fruit, I would say, of this. And this is the example that a lot of people are seeing here. You've seen a lot of people react to this online, to where there's differences between the, pretty much what the subtitles were and then the actual Funimation dub of it. So I don't know, like I said, I don't know the first thing about anime. Just the idea that this is happening, though, is very typical of today's society and the culture of today's society. So these are two characters. Are you familiar with these characters, Ivan?
And this is from the anime
Dragon Maid, isn't it?
Dragon Maid.
Yeah, that is actually one of my favorite animes, to be honest with you. So yeah, I was shocked when I heard this.
Okay, so these are two characters. Who are these two characters? This is Toru and Luca. Is that right?
Lukoa.
Lukoa. Okay. So the main sub reads, "What's with that outfit?" And then she responds with, "Everyone was always saying something to me, so I tried toning down the exposure. How is it?" And she responds with, "You should try changing your body next." Okay. And it'll make more sense when we watch the clip here in a second. What the Funimation does was, what are you wearing that for? And she responds with, "Oh, those pesky patriarchal societal demands were getting on my nerves, so I changed clothes." And she responds with, "Give it a week, they'll be begging you to change back."
Wow.
And here it is in actual living color for you.
Bring these. Want some snacks? Thank you. What are you wearing that for? Oh, those pesky patriarchal societal demands were getting on my nerves. So I changed clothes. Give it a week, they'll be begging you to change back. Huh?
So there you go. Like,
Wow. I know
thing.
they've started doing stuff like that even in some sub localization as well. Even if you read the subs, you're not safe at this point because they've changed some with in recent times with things like that and trying to insert. I believe one of them had a toxic masculinity line in it that was obviously not in the Japanese. So it's like we've seen this with video games just constantly getting all this woke ideology inserted into it, and we had anime though. That was our like, all right, well, we got anime. Now, not even anime is safe.
Well, what's crazy about this is, the person that everybody points to is this Jamie Marchi person. Jamie Marchi is I've been following Flash. I've watched a lot of videos in the last couple days, and Yellow Flash.
Okay, hold on.
A lot of stories about this as well, and a lot of videos in the last couple days about this. She was asked about this, Jamie Marchi, about this at an event, the criticism that of changing these lines. And I think this interaction really goes a long way as far as the thought process of why she would make these changes. So I just want to watch this clip here. This is from The Doctor over on X. To say Flash, now that we're talking about anime localizers, let's remind the world about how the Dragon Maid translator Jamie Marchi responded to criticism. The insanity in this clip is beyond human comprehension. So let's go and watch this, ladies. Melanie, have you seen this yet?
I have not.
Okay, let's check this out.
I appreciate it.
Well, I'm kind of scared to ask this question now because I don't want to bring them in the room.
By the way, look at this guy over here on the right. Like, just like you can tell, he's totally nervous because he's approaching this woman full of this panel full of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 women. He's the guy, and he's he's the white guy. So here we are. He's gonna ask this question. Here we go.
So this is more directed at me.
Oh, I'm excited about it. I'm ready to bring down the room. Let's do it. We need a spotlight.
So Funimation has come under, let's call it, criticism for how they choose to adapt their scripts.
Oh,
for
like
a couple of
unnecessary.
shows.
Yeah, got it.
Yeah.
You hear the condescending nature right
They're
off the bat.
they're not even hearing him out. They keep talking over him. He hasn't even gotten his point out yet.
The idea that he said Funimation has been put under criticism, and she said, yes, unwanted hate or unnecessary hate. It's like, what? How does that even happen? Let's go continue here.
Yeah, a lot of that effect was directed fairly. And
by the way, I love you. I just want to tell you that I love you.
I hate their voices. Like that's really their voice, but they sound so snotty and bratty, and this is why people hate white women. Thanks.
Here we go.
So how would you like to respond to that kind of criticism?
By the way, I love you, and if you'd like to see me in my hotel room later, I'd really love it.
We need like PewDiePie going, Sam.
Right.
Chris is like, I have a vagina, deal with it.
This is her response.
How would you like to respond to that kind of criticism?
To the criticism, like, I have a vagina, deal with it. Like, it's honest.
There you go. That's her response.
That's the truth. I am a woman. I am a funny woman. We are all talented, funny, powerful women. We are out here. It's going to happen. Deal with it. I'm sorry you're not getting laid. It's not about you. Move on. That's my reaction. All right.
That is cringe. That is so cringe. Why is everything always backlash on any sort of thing? And in this case, some big changes that are being changed on these localizations of these messages that are being put in there that originally weren't. And why is the rebuttal always, oh, you hate women. Oh, it's because you hate women. You just hate women. You can't get laid. You hate women. And so crass and vulgar about it too. It's like, my goodness.
And let me remind you that in most anime conventions, the attendees to those type of panels are usually like 50-50 underage and people of age. So there's a lot of children in that panel looking up at the voice actors, and to that response, it's like, it's not for her either. Even if she's the director or the producer of the dub, her job is literally to just translate. The dialogue has already been established. So it's not for her, even though she's like, clearly, because I voiced this character or because I'm producing the dubbing for this show, I can do whatever the fuck I want, which is not true.
I think that, when they say, when there's criticism, right, shouldn't you just be doing your job instead of trying to inject your personal thoughts into everything? And that's the whole idea, right? Is that you need to be doing your job. And when you don't do your job and you don't translate it properly, like at no point in there is there anything about the patriarchy. At 0 point in this, how can you possibly translate this to that? That's the most fascinating about this. And when you look at this, you wonder, number one, how long this has been going on. Because the job of a translator, I would imagine they can read both languages, and they can. That's the idea. Now, a lot of this, the reason why a lot of this has really come to kind of bubbled up to the top is there's a lot of talk about AI taking over the translation roles. And that's kind of the scary nature, because the American translators and localizers haven't done a good enough job, apparently. So these Japanese companies are saying, well, we'll just have AI do it, and you're not going to mess with our work. Ivan, do you know anything about this at all?
Yes, actually. Several studios have noticed that the U.S. Have been taking a lot of liberties, and which is interesting because I tried to find the same scenario in Mexico, for example, because a lot of anime that I watch is dubbed in Spanish, Latin American Spanish. So I have cross-referenced the difference between English and Spanish dub, and the Spanish one completely respects the Japanese one, and the English takes a lot more liberties, like a lot. Like there's a scene in one, I think it's JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, where the line is just like, "Here I come with my mighty power," and the English is like, "What's up, my non-binary bitches? Here I come," or something like that. And it's like, what the fuck? So definitely Japan has noticed that the US is taking unnecessary steps. And because of that, they are turning into AI to kind of mold some of the voices and just be that, because they do feel disrespected. They feel like their worth is being insulted. And that is the number one thing. I mean, I saw a comment from an animator not too long ago, I think it was like 2 days ago, where he said that it's sad that they might take jobs away from the from the industry in the US for anime and have to turn to AI. But it's like they feel like their hands are tied because it's like you're creating a piece, they're putting it, for the world to see, and they want to see the reaction from the people to your work, but they cannot receive that because the work has been modified. So it's not like they really want to, it's that they feel tied to.
Yeah, and I agree with that decision at this point because normally, and I'll be the first to say, I don't want to see AI taking a bunch of people's jobs, but if they're not doing their jobs right, got to do what you got to do.
Now you may be saying to yourself, hey, maybe she's not intentionally doing this. Well, let me point you to this tweet from October 20th, 2019, where she says, just remember, if there are any line changes on any anime, any script, anything ever that offended anyone who ironically uses the terms like SJW and feminist agenda, I wrote them. I wrote them all.
These type of people are insufferable, and they have infested the gaming industry, the comic book industry, even a lot of Hollywood, especially nerd space, like those comic book movies and stuff, to where they care more about adding their feminist agenda than they do the actual property. And that looks bad on us girl nerds too, because these girls, we need more girls in the nerd space and this, that, and the other that they want to say, but they don't even care about video games. They don't care about anime. They don't care about any of this stuff. They care more about hijacking it and changing it more than anything. And then once they run it to the ground, then they bounce. Look at she drifted on it, dropped a bomb. Honestly, a lot of her initiative had a huge negative impact in the industry when they started consulting her for games and stuff and her message. And then she's like, all right, I'm done here.
It's crazy to see. It really is. And I think that's the most fascinating thing about this. And you would look at this and this lady, Jamie Marshy, she was the one who's like, it's unnecessary hate, right? Well, this is like, you remember when did the whole pronoun rant and it went viral and everyone's like, why are you so upset about something that doesn't matter? And then everybody kept tweeting about it because it didn't matter so much to them that they just had to keep talking about how much it didn't matter, right? Mm-hmm. Well, for something that doesn't matter, literally right now, as we're doing this show, she is going crazy on Twitter. Like she's tweeting every like minute. She's tweeting. She's out there talking, blah, 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 and trying to defend it. It doesn't matter.
Just get fired. For real. Use this moment, right? Like we're sued because you're modifying something's work. You're changing stuff that shouldn't be changed. Isn't that like something you can sue? I don't know the rules. I don't know. At least fire her.
At the very least, someone who is actually competent and will respect the work and will lore and continue and just translate as it's supposed to be.
Yep.
The problem with the suing thing is that I don't think it's so new and there's so many rules about it yet to actually construct like a suing measure, like you're clearly breaking the laws or something, because Japanese studios, like I said, they do tend to give a little bit of leeway for the translation to be more local to the country that they're providing to. So I'm pretty sure these people are really taking not just the hand but also the legs, and taking a lot of liberty. So Japan is obviously taking measures, and if there's any kind of solace, I guess, in the meantime, the subtitles are approved in Japan most of the time, so it's literally just the dubbing. You look at the subtitles, the subversion of the animes, and you're not going to see those that agenda injected into it. So it's literally just the voice acting, which I think is really funny and kind of ironic, because they're not even the main characters or the main kids. They're just the dubbing of someone else's work, and they have this high horse of I'm almighty and I can do whatever I want. Where literally their job is to be someone else's work from another country.
And that's the whole idea, right? The idea of a translation is that you're supposed to get it as close to the original source as possible, right? If it's, you know, from a numbers to numbers perspective, is that if it's 5, you don't put 3. You know, if it's 5, you put 5. So, and going back to this idea, like people are, well, this was in 2017. What's it matter? It matters because it matters for a number of reasons. Because if you did this once, it's probably a number of different things, right? And it shows that you're not capable of doing your job in a responsible way. That's the issue. And for me, this is like one of those things where you look at it and you say, like, you absolutely should be fired immediately. If you can't do your job and do it responsibly, like, that's a huge responsibility. And you feel the need to take your personal thoughts on things and inject it into this someone else's creation is crazy. And it goes back to, you know, you wonder, you see this happening in Disney all the time, right? People take you know, these creations that just Walt Disney as a company, and how it's been shifted over the last decade, just molded over the last 5, 6, 7, 8 years, right? And people are rejecting that they're taking this original concept of what Walt Disney created and they're shifting it, and people are so you wonder if that's going to happen with some of these animes now that this has kind of become a little, you know,
can't take a house away, I can see your
I
house.
don't think this is going to. I don't know if this is going to make a drastic effect as far as the, you know, rulership in the United States, because I'm sure there's a
run down vehicles, run your fucking mouth. They fucking have to keep running your vehicles through fucking motor companies to fix your shit because they'll fuck her up.
And they're going to agree with them because they're girls, they're powerful women. But I don't know. I like, how does this change? Does it change when she gets fired, or does it change when you know, she has to have an apprentice or somebody works with, and they got to be giggling all the way to the bank?
I think it's literally going to change as soon as they run into this. This is the way I see it. Disney is ahead of the game in the agenda injecting game, and anime is coming like in a second. Right now, we have seen that Disney has lost quite a bit of money, and they're scrambling right now. I feel like there's going to be a little bit of a time before anime gets to that space where there's rejection and
man, all yours, you fucking deaf. I'm not retarded. If I have receipts and shit, debit card transactions, I can take all my shit and move it someplace else. I got 200,000 to fucking can move someplace. I don't have to hear some creepy wetback bitch with some fucking low lights and a fucking hoopty vehicle threatening me.
For years, since the 80s, there's been anime that has been censored and modified.
Wetback, keep running your mouth. If you running like a little wetback bitch, you are.
But it's been one here, one over there. Oh, let's just do the Fox Kids lineup, like Yu-Gi-Oh, a little bit of Pokemon over here, Sailor Moon in this case, but it's been just like the mainstream popular ones with censorship, and it hasn't been necessarily like a modifying version that
they work 9 to 5. That's why they have to hear your ass threaten us and go for it. You real wetback bitch. Better stop running her mouth or I'll gun her down.
Not a lot of the story was necessarily modified, except in Sailor Moon, where there were 2 lesbians that somehow made him cut, which I don't know which one's more at that point. But yeah, it's good. I think it's gonna take time, and it's a lot of like voicing the opinion. I think it doesn't hurt to just voice the opinion and demand the studios, to put pressure on the studios to not change the story and voice it like that. You know, not necessarily like, I don't want like woke stuff. It's just don't change the story, period. Because, you know,
host of